Baby. I sound a little funny, but I'm here and I feel good. And I'm happy that you stayed awake for me. I know I took a while to wake up. I'm sorry. Um, so the, like I said, I'll explain it a different day in more uh, means, but the thing I just said, the delegitimization, I can't speak, delegitimization of officials and degrees and stuff like that is essentially just this one idea, this one statement, truth, sentence. And that is that you don't have to be any special person to know something. The thing that you know, that thing, the content of your words, is what it is, regardless of your credentials. It is regardless of, like, it's either true or it's false, regardless of who you are. It doesn't matter. And similarly, you don't have to be a professional to wash a bird. You don't have to be a professional mechanic to fix your car. You don't have to be a professional doctor to save your life. You don't have to be a professional soldier or security officer to defend yourself. You know, that's just the essence of what I was saying. But there's more to it that I'll tell you a different time, because it's a big old complicated, like, that's the essence of it. That's the ultimate premise, the thesis of it. But I know I meant to make it sound silly. I was being a little bit satirical. You're cute. I will. And like, what was it? You made me forget, baby. Um, like, hold on, really quick. I want to reply a text. It's from Matt, and then I'm just gonna tell him that I'll be on, like, later and stuff. Uh, so that way he knows, you know, that I'm spending time with you and stuff. Let me think of what I was trying to say. The more complicated aspects of it is just that, what? Say hi. The Is it weird that people can read my comments or not? He is not stealing anyone, baby. I just wanted to reply so that he knows, so he's not waiting for a response. Because, like, people, I mean, I could appear offline, but people can see, like, your friends on PlayStation or on Xbox or whatever. They can see when you're online. I know you're half joking, but I'm saying that you have me right now. I'm replying things to, like, reinforce that you have me to other people. Not to, like, be distracted. Um, what's it called? So, what was it? So essentially, like a lot of people, like a lot of people think that you need to be a professional to like know things, and like they literally disagree with what I said essentially. Like even if you bring it up with like many of them, they will like facially disagree even when provided like an argument that they cannot disprove. Like what I just said essentially. That it's not impossible to know things without being qualified in them. And that's the more complicated part of it, is just that why is it like relevant? Yes, it's what I told you is like true, but why, how does it relate to the real world? And anyway, that's the stuff I'll tell you about another day. But the other thing I did want to say is so like this idea that I had. What is it called? I'm trying to think of like how to. Okay, so it's most of my ideas are firearms related because that's really my area of expertise when it comes to production, when it comes to like products, you know, like things that should essentially inventing, you know, like I have many ideas that are conceptual, but like you can't, first of all, you cannot like sell that to people. I mean, you could like try to sell like you could try to like sell yourself, like to you could try to like get people to like pay you to talk at like seminars or like other kind of like gatherings, hearings, like make speeches places. That would be cool and all, but I would never actually want to like sell information. I think that's like just bizarre. I'm not saying that information is necessarily free for everyone. Like obviously generic information is relatively free. It just costs the effort of the person seeking it. But I'm also not gonna tell a random stranger like personal information about me. That information is not free. And then I'm also not gonna tell someone who's like my ideological enemy things, you know, because there's no reason to, you know, like they're just gonna use any information that you give against you, you know, like if I start teaching people who are like, you know, staunchly in favor of like certain things that you know, like the trans stuff or whatever. If I started teaching them about like possession of arms and stuff like and how to use arms and stuff like that, like that's not gonna benefit anyone at all. It's just gonna hurt people. So like there's there's some level to it. But anyway, I the point is just my forte, my strong suit is firearms really. And weaponry in general, but like you know, kind of like there's I don't know. I don't expect people to buy something like you know, like some sort of like non-firearm weapon, really, because like that's more of like a novelty thing at that point. You're making like a novelty, like a art piece essentially. Anyway, so in essence, a lot of firearms use this thing called fiber optic cable. Now, you may be familiar with fiber optic cable. It's used for like the internet and it's used for like several other things. Um, Maybe you're not familiar with it. It's like it's technically, how do I put this? It's like a little tiny cable, like a thin in diameter cable, and light uh transmits through it pretty well. So um I could tell you like the more complicated details of like the physics behind it. It's called full internal refraction. Um as to why the light travels so well. It essentially it enters this cable. It's like a it's like it's like a string, right? And it's kind of like translucent, so you can see it, but it's not. It's you can like see through it kind of like as well. It's like it's not opaque. It doesn't just block out light like a normal string would. Like a solid copper wire or something like that would, you wouldn't be able to see through it at all. It's not gonna absorb or give off any light other than just shining, like directly reflecting it off. And so this fiber optic, it's like it's like glass and plastic essentially. That's what it is. It's made of glass and then it's coated in plastic afterwards in a special way. Obviously, there's a process to it that makes it have the properties that it does, but it will absorb light. Light will go through the surface, and when it goes through the surface, it gets trapped inside because of this phenomena that I said, full internal refraction. And essentially it goes through the surface, and the only places this light can exit because of its refractive properties is the ends of the cable. So it absorbs light through the sides, like the length of the cable, and then it transmits it on the ends, which means that it looks like it kind of glows when you show a light on it, i.e. when you're out in the sunlight or moonlight or whatever. It will pick up as much light as possible and project it out of the ends. As much light as possible, as in like without having its own light source itself. So it's not like radioactive, like tritium I mentioned a long time ago. I don't know if you remember it. It's not like a phosphoradioluminescent. It's not an electronic light. It's not like a literal LED. Like it's not emitting its own light. It's just absorbing it from the environment and projecting it through the ends. And this fiber optic is it's typically used for sights because it does like a decent job of like absorbing that environmental light and then projecting it, and then it if you use it for certain parts of the site, then you can see it more easily in like varying conditions of lighting, you know, where maybe if you had just metal sites, they're not gonna absorb any light and then, you know, transmit it. They're just gonna reflect whatever's out there. So if you're in the very dark environment, you might not see them, especially if they're painted black or something like that. And then if you're in a very light environment, you'll see them, but like the reflective surface of the metal might be kind of like hindering your aiming ability. I'll show you a better example of like how that's relevant later. But my idea is essentially a lot of firearms and aftermarket sites for that matter. Like if you wanted to replace your sights, you might buy fiber optic sights. As like an upgrade to your firearm that didn't come with them, just came with like metal or polymer sights on them that were not illuminated in any way or enhanced in any way. So a lot of firearms and aftermarket sites utilize this fiber optic cable. And usually fiber optic cable is just one color. It's usually green or orange, because those are kind of like, they're kind of like neon. They kind of like stand out when they transmit light. So they're easy to pick up with your eye. Orange specifically is usually used because it's kind of like an unnatural color. So you're unlikely to see something very bright orange in the environment, which means that you'll know that it's the sight and not something behind it, something near your target or something like that in a hurry if you were to just quickly aim. I do think there's better colors than that. I think pink is like more... There are some things that are orange. They're not usually man-made things that are bright orange, but like, or they're not usually natural things, I meant to say, that are bright orange. But there are still environmental things that are orange, like various safety equipment is often like bright orange so that you can be seen by other people. Like if you wear like a high vis vest, like if you do work that requires like a hard hat, like if you work on the roads, you know, you repair roads or do construction or whatever, you might wear like a bright orange thing. You're unlikely to see bright pink. It's just a little bit more uncommon. But anyway, it's not about the color. My idea is that many firearms and aftermarket sites use these things, and the majority of the time they well, not the majority of the time, but like a lot of the time firearms will have sights that cannot really be adjusted that much. Like it's most firearms have sights that can be adjusted in some manner, but sometimes it requires tools, like special tools, not just tools that you would already have, like a wrench or something, or screwdriver. Sometimes it requires special... Not even sometimes. Like, a decent amount of time, it would require, like, a special sight adjusting tool that, you would have to buy. And it's not, like, an incredibly expensive item. It would be, like, $40 or something. But, there are also firearms that do not have any means of adjustment. And my idea is simply a way for people to have adjustable sights that wouldn't otherwise be adjustable because of the innate way that they mount to the firearm. So there's guns that have sights that are non-adjustable, but they are still replaceable. Like, there's very rarely any firearms that have sights that are not replaceable at all. They're just like straight up machined into the firearm. Usually part of it is fixed, like actually to the frame, and that is not adjustable, and that's why you consider the entire sighting arrangement not adjustable, because the part that's replaceable doesn't adjust anyway. It just, you can replace it with something else, and then the other part is fixed, so you can't adjust either thing. But my idea is using that replaceable part and making that part adjustable in a very specific way. And like I'm trying to explain it in like a very general sense so that you understand as much as you can without like extensive diagram or video. But I'll send you a picture. Usually sights look something like this. Fuck. Let me think. I'm trying to draw it. It won't take super long. It's just I'm trying to draw it in a way that is palatable to understand. With some arrows in here. Alright, so like that, and then okay, so usually they look like this. Are you still awake? Maybe you fell asleep already. Okay, yeah, so dots. So essentially, it's called a... No, you're right, it is dots. It's called a 3-dot system. You remember how I told you before how you usually for sights, you line up the rear notch with the front post? There's like a little square cutout in the back sight, the rear sight. And then there's like a square post at the front, and you fill the square post at the front with the square hole in the back, the little square notch cut out. And then you make them level at the top. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, baby, if you fall asleep. But, you remember how I said that you line up the, I know. It's late. It's okay, baby. Um, you remember how I taught you how to aim? You line up the front post with the notch in the rear. It's called a three-dot system because the dots are gonna be essentially like if you line up the dots, the rest of the site should be approximately aligned too. It's like a crude way of lining up the sites. If you were in a hurry or something, you know, like if you don't have time to like line them up perfectly, the dots are supposed to catch your attention because they're transmitting that light because this is the fiber optic cable that I was talking about. And that gets you on target, you know. It may not be like exactly where you wanted to shoot on the target specifically, but it gets you on the target in general. And my idea is that um, there's a lot of sites that don't have those they don't have the two dots that you line it up. They only have like a notch cut out. I'll draw this one too. There's a lot of guns that only have this much. This fucking thing is annoying. Annoying AF. There's a lot of... Fuck me. I didn't draw it very, very cleanly. I tried to make it clean. There we go. Okay. There's a lot of firearms that only have this kind of sight picture, and it's not adjustable in any way. They just have a fixed front post, and sometimes it uses a fiber optic, sometimes it doesn't even do that. And then that notch in the rear doesn't adjust left or right at all. For reference, I'll send you a picture of the one that I carry usually. Hold on. I'll try to get a good picture. Not that actually shows the stuff. Bruh, SMFH. Can't get it to focus. Now I can't get the flash to work. I hate the Instagram camera, I really do. Like, you would think an app that is centered around pictures would be like better at taking pictures. Like even marginally better at taking pictures than this. Bruh, SMFH. I'm about to take it in Snapchat and send it. Oh, and I'll just take a video. It's gonna autofocus on the video. Alright. Sorry. It's sending now. In the video, it's just like 2 seconds long, but I zoom in on the way to adjust it. Do you see the screws? Do you see the screws where it says up and R? The up obviously means you're adjusting it up, and then R means right. And then there's no markings for left or down, but it's assumed that you would be going that way if you turn them the opposite direction. The point that I'm making, or what I'm getting to is that a lot of guns have sights where you can adjust them with like a screwdriver, like the one I just showed you. But a lot of other guns have like the picture where I showed you above, the second picture, where they don't adjust at all. And my proposition is that what if instead of it looking like that, fuck, I'm drawing it again. Okay. Instead of looking like that, what if instead it was multicolored? So like it's not just like one colored dot, but it has another, like a section of it cut out where it has a different color in it. And by being like this, okay, I'll send it. What if instead it was like this? Because the thing that happens with fixed sights is that because they're not adjustable, they're not always pointed exactly where the firearm is going to land the bullet, you know? The firearm shoots where it shoots, and there's nothing that changes that. You only change the sighting arrangement. You only change the way that you look at it so that you have a better guess of like where the bullet will land. You can't change like the way that there's nothing you can change like about the firearm that will make it shoot in a different spot. You adjust your optics to where the firearm innately is going to hit. And the thing about it is that because they're fixed, a lot of the time you will have, I'll draw this one too. A lot of the time you'll have sights that are slightly off. Like they'll be like very close. If they're not very close, you should like send it back to the manufacturer and say, hey, like can you do something about this? Because like obviously if they're that far off, then it may be a problem with like alignment, like of the actual barrel in the frame, like the way it sits inside the frame. Barrels usually screw on, and then they don't screw on in a way where you can like remove it with a wrench. They screw on and then they're like sealed. They're like prevented from being unscrewed without a hot torch, like a really, really hot torch, an industrial kind of torch, and other equipment that would allow them to be. It's not something you're supposed to take apart at all, like in the lifespan of the thing, but unless you have a problem. But a lot of the time, you will have sites, and if they're fixed, you can't do shit about it. You may be aiming for. Oops. No. I'll give you an example here. And then that's the last thing, and then we'll start. So, in this last picture, the sights are white, and you're aiming for that blue X. But because they're fixed, you can't adjust them, and your actual point of impact is where the red X is. It's very close. It would be okay for like most close range engagements, but it's not quite on target. It's not exactly lined up properly, and there's nothing you can do about it because they're completely fixed. There's no way to adjust them. You just have to live with that. You just have to know. And what you do is called Kentucky windage. What you do is you aim at, like, if that's where your point of impact is compared to where your point of aim is, what you would do is you would just aim to the lower left of the target, knowing that your impact is going to be to the upper right. It's going to be just a little bit to the right and a little bit up, so you preemptively aim, purposely, deliberately, you aim lower to the left so that it would look like you're missing, but you know that the sights are not aligned. And that's feasible. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what people have done for centuries. But if we make a sight like the one right above that with the green dot and part of the dot is red, that would indicate that your point of impact is in this specific spot, you know? Like, and my idea is not just that we would sell like a bunch of different sites with like red in different spots on the dot. My idea is more specifically that you could rotate that dot because of remember it's a fiber optic cable. It's like a string. It's like a little tube. So you could rotate it, and as long as the other color is off axis, it's not in the center of it, then that color is going to rotate too. So you could rotate it and then by some means tighten it down. And this is all without doing anything to the gun itself. Just like very simply with like if the fiber optic was threaded, if it was like its own screw, you screw it into the rest of the mounting base, then you could rotate it any way and then like have it tightened down with like some other piece, or fix it with a different method, and you could indicate in any direction, you know? Like, I'll draw it for you. What I'm saying is that like this. Fuck. It is so annoying to fucking try and get a thicker dot or a fucking, like in the Instagram thing. like this. You could rotate it in any manner. Because it's not in the center, you could rotate it like a clock, you know? Like hands on a clock. And it would just point that other color part of the fiber optic, that separate color, would point in the direction that the point of impact is. You could rotate it any of those positions, those 3 positions I showed in the last picture. And then you could fix it in position according to where your firearm specifically is hitting. Because all firearms are slightly different. There's no firearm that's gonna like consistently shoot like in a specific spot. It's just the nature of the machine, you know, like there's small nuances that make it shoot slightly this way, slightly that way. Anyway, that's my whole idea. It's just that if we make a separate color, then you can literally point to the position without doing anything else, without having like you're not mounting like a special thing to like make it adjustable. You're not making it like an auxiliary attachment, you know? You're just replacing the sight with one that can rotate and then be fixed in place, which is literally, it would occupy the exact same space that they already do. So it's not gonna be bigger, bulkier. It's not gonna be yeah, I think so too. I think that people would actually buy it. It won't take up any more space. It won't be any bigger. I don't think it's about budget. I think that people haven't thought of it. Cuz there is multicolored in the first picture that I sent with the 3 different color dots, a lot of sites will come with more than one color. It usually isn't applied in this way. I don't think anyone thinks anything of it because most people, again, just live with it. They just aim like the second to last picture where you know that your sights are not perfectly aligned. You know personally because you use this firearm all the time. You take it to the range, you train with it, you practice with it. You know that this firearm just shoots slightly to the left, slightly to the right, slightly up, slightly down, whatever it is. You know it from using it, and you just live with it because you can't adjust the sights. I don't think anyone's ever thought to like, oh, you could actually adjust it like very simply with something like this. Like a lot of guns that have fixed sights, yeah, some are stingy and stuff like that. But I don't think it's about budget. The what is it called? I think like I was saying, a lot of firearms, they don't even have sights that have the fiber optic at all. But many of them that don't can accept it. You can remove the front sight and replace it with a fiber optic front sight. And some of them have fiber optic front sights, but again, they don't have this color or a means to like rotate. And so like my idea is simply that we would make something exactly the same everything except for it can spin and then it can be fixed in place. Like even as simple as literally like exactly everything the same, but just like, you know, the fiber optic with one like quadrant of the circle a different color, and then glue. That would literally just work, you know, like a strong adhesive, like an epoxy or something like that. Sites don't undergo any like significant, like sites that small don't undergo any significant like kind of forces. They suffer from inertia and like vibrations, but sites so small have almost no mass, so there's barely any inertia. The only thing that you have to worry about inertia for is like if you have like a heavier scope or something, like if it weighs like an ounce or two or something, then there's gonna be like some significant inertia when the gun recoils, but the optic wants to stay where it is. Um, just because of, you know, physics. You like I can explain physics another time, like basic fundamental physics. But the point is just that glue would be literally enough. Like if you were just the only thing that doesn't exist in this idea already is just fiber optic where it's got a different color on it. I don't know. I think I really am like I've never been more tempted to fucking try and start selling something than right. I don't know. That's maybe not true. I have an idea about this accessory for a belt as well that I really would like to sell. Um I'll tell you about that a different time. I'm not gonna go through all the various weird inventions that I conjure up. But I think I'll send you one last picture, and I came up with this idea because the the one of the guns that I wanted doesn't have adjustable sights, but it looks like a nice one. I did send it to you before, but I didn't send like like a good picture of the specific like part that I'm talking about. This is the last one, and then we'll start, and you can fall asleep and stuff. I'm just gonna try to find a picture of it really quick. I think this is a perfect picture as long as it loads. Load. Of course it doesn't wanna. I'll go to their website. I don't care. Please load. SMFH. Okay, there we go. All right, last picture. This is just to tie in what I just explained into reality. You see this one? You see how it is exactly how how I talked about and stuff. The rear notch, that notch that you line up the front sight with, is literally cut into the frame. It's literally one part with the frame. There is no way to adjust anything about that. And then the front sight on there is a fiber optic, and it's you see it's black, the rest of the revolver is stainless steel. It is removable. It's fiber optic and it's removable, but it's not adjustable because there's no like screws or anything. There's no like mechanism for it to rotate left or right. That would be too bulky, you know, to have on the end of the gun there. You would need like you would need like some screws, like several screws to, maybe not several. You would need like two at least, uh if not like maybe a little bit more to have it move in place without falling off or anything. But Are you seeing it? You get it? How, like, it has fixed sights, and the only way that you could ever, like, make it adjust at all in any manner is by making something like this where you replace the fiber optic with one that has two colors and you rotate it in the housing to point to whatever wherever the point of impact is for you. Does it make sense a little bit more? Baby, what do you think? Is it confusing? What's in what hold on. If I don't know if this helps you at all, but this is what this is what it would look to line those up. What made sense to me more is the not practicality of guns. It's like you're using a block of metal that have a handle. What? I don't know what you mean by that, maybe. I don't know what you mean by that, baby. Yes. Let's just stream. If you don't understand it, we can, I can tell you about it, uh, like, another time. Because you'll remember. You'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that part. I won't have to explain everything. Alright, let's continue and then
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl.
yeah,
Wants
the
to know?
fixed
I'm out
sites
on
are not
break.
really that
The
helpful.
writer,
We're
huh?
trying to make
I
them
heard
more
on the radio
helpful.
you were visiting.
Is
Well, I'll
essentially
show you her trailer.
the whole thing.
That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspapers articles.
Well, fixed sites is not standard anymore. Most sites are adjustable, like the vast majority of them, but
most of this stuff takes place around
most of those exact
you ain't
sites
wrong,
that
mister.
are in the vast
Indian
majority
stuff
are
like this go
on
away to the underworld.
modern
I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't
handguns
hold with
or modern
Yeah,
rifles
okay. Anyway,
and
there was
a
an
lot of
island
smaller
owned by a guy
firearms
called Thomas Zane. Now,
still
some
have
people
fixed
found about him
sights,
made him out to be a
like
famous
small,
fighter,
easy to
but I
conceal
ran a bunch of searches,
firearms
couldn't find a single thing
still
he
have
wrote.
fixed sights.
Zane was
And
adamant
even
about
the
it,
modern
so
ones
much so that the place came to be called
they'll have
Diver's
fixed
Isle.
sights.
But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
He's just saying the shit that we already heard. There was a writer here, he came to this Bright Falls, same as Alan, and he stayed on that island, and the island had like some tectonic activity
A
and
local girl,
sank.
Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
The Orange Man is
Sure,
me.
Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
What is it? So essentially, they're gonna talk to this guy, and he's gonna explain something. Fuck, I don't even remember myself, to be honest.
Well, mister, this here's Rose's trailer. You mind
Oh
me asking
yeah,
what you
it's Rose, the
We're just here
Rose
to
girl,
talk to
the
her, Al.
waitress. She said that she has the manuscript that he needs to make his deal with the guy who kidnapped his wife, allegedly. I think, I don't know. I like this because it's kind of like, yeah, the characters act like children at times, a lot of the times, not just a few of them, but, I like it because it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of set up in like a TV episode kind of format, I guess. It's, I don't know, it's just fun, even though it's not like a perfect, it's not a story about like an epic champion or anything. It's just
Welcome
a story.
to... Oh dear, Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh yes. Yes. Please, come in.
I
Hey,
am.
this is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand.
Also, how
I
about
know
making
what you
part of
mean.
it
I'm
in a
used
material
to
like
inspire
plastic,
you.
Oh, for
like a
Barry,
knee and joints,
She doesn't
and
have anything.
yeah,
like make
hey,
ridges.
Al?
It
Al,
would
what's-
put
Oh,
any distance.
Barry. What?
Okay, yeah, draw it tomorrow. Did she drug him? Is that what I looked down? Did she drug him? Yeah, she is creepy.
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You
Sus.
must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
Okay, so like
I
about
felt
that.
nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
And the fat man too.
I can't tell reality from dream
So,
anymore. And it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger.
yeah, in the coffee.
I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's.
This is like a shrine. This is like a shrine for him. He's all these pictures and stuff.
She promises me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's
because
turning into a horror story.
because drinks absorb into the bloodstream faster than solids or anything else. I guess not anything. Just it absorbs faster than solids like foods. It's easier to poison someone or drug them or whatever with like a drink than it is to do it with like a solid like powder or any kind of thing like that. And then obviously
Rose took a
a
day
gas is
I had
gonna
less than
be
12
the
hours left to meet
quickest
the kidnapper. All I could
because
do
it's
was
gonna
get
go
Barry
straight
the
into
car,
your
work something out once I
your
got on the
lungs
road.
and then your alveoli, and then it's pretty much in your bloodstream already. So a gas is the fastest.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you
I don't
today?
think
Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to
I don't
me
like
and left
chemical
its mark.
weapons usually.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter
Usually.
there. Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank you.
My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
Maybe it is actually his gun. I don't know why he didn't start out with it, but he does refer to it as his gun.
Just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you.
I'm not gonna listen to that whole thing. Don't worry. The other thing that makes me kind of believe that it could be his and it just wasn't included in the very beginning nightmare part is that it's a revolver and it holds 6. It's that's like the only handgun that you can own in New York because of the bad laws. They don't allow guns that can hold more than like 7 rounds. So they consider them assault weapons if they consider them high capacity if they hold more than 7 rounds. So even not like there's some revolvers that even hold 8 that wouldn't even be legal in New York. The limit for handguns might be 10 or something. It might be slightly higher. I know the limit for rifles is for sure 7. Me and my friend were talking about it. There's the iconic World War II American rifle held 8, and it was considered. I mean, not even it was considered. It was objectively the most advanced rifle of any faction or nation at the time, like for a standard issue. There were other more advanced firearms for sure. Like the Germans mainly made like a lot of like big breakthroughs in firearms technology. The Americans didn't even come close. So I'm not trying to like glorify just the US or anything. They got one thing right. They got one thing right, which was the standard issue rifle, not like this more specialized stuff. The Germans made like this breakthrough general purpose machine gun. So like not something everyone would have, but like something one guy in a squad would have. and another guy would help him carry it around. And it's like a, what you call it is a crew served weapon, where it's like it takes multiple people to use it effectively. One person can shoot it, yeah, but like it fires so much ammo and stuff like that, you usually need at least one other person to carry extra ammo for you, and usually you have one other person to like assist you with other stuff, like getting it into a position and like you know, escorting you. It's not the kind of thing that you would you'd want to just have. I mean, like it would be cool having it alone, but I don't know. It's more effective with help, is what I'm trying to say. And the Germans also had other huge firearms breakthroughs. But this rifle, the reason this is relevant is.
Nightingale, FBI, get him up, Hemingway. You're under arrest. You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face. Stay right where you
Hold on, I don't wanna interrupt this.
What are? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac.
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Okay, alright, so that I was gonna say that doesn't make any sense, but he ran from the police because, not because he was actually the one that they wanted, but because he didn't want to miss his appointment with the kidnapper by being questioned or anything. Because they said Hemingway. They said the other guy's name, not Alan Wake. What I was saying though, the reason this whole World War II tangent is relevant is because that rifle in World War oh shit, no, that rifle that the Americans used held 8, so it's not even legal in New York to own that. Literally, a rifle from the 1940s is considered an assault weapon because it holds 1 round that is over the limit in New York. Imagine, like, a lot of people think that the technological advancement in that rifle won us like a lot of conflicts, like it helped that much, and they objectively they were not insignificant. Like the difference, the rate of fire was way higher, the cartridge was better than a lot of them, the accuracy was better than a lot of them. But I don't know, that's something to think about. That's why I don't like your shirt. He is running because the dude he was with, who was like trying to introduce him to someone else, he got like arrested, and Alan needs to get somewhere. He doesn't have time to be asked questions or detained or anything.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
You on the ground. Hold it right there. There's nowhere to run. Freeze!
Am I gonna die here? Oh, the crows are fucking with the helicopter. Why doesn't he just... Yeah, I know, he does. He doesn't... Alan doesn't make very good choices. The reason for him, not wanting to waste any time is already a bad choice. He's trying to meet up with a guy who kidnapped his wife, but he doesn't want to tell the police because he doesn't want to like make it worse by like, you know, failing to comply with the kidnapper. But like, bruh, I don't know. He's going out here empty-handed. He doesn't have his revolver. He doesn't have even a flashlight. He's just lucky that there's enough moonlight to see around here. Bad.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
Yeah.
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without light.
Destroy the gate.
There was no power to the searchlight.
His new smoothie store? I don't know what. Alan Shake. Oof, I didn't turn it on, did I? I didn't align it. I keep thinking X's interact because I'm used to Elden Ring and
generator
stuff.
conked out. I'd have
What?
to see if I could fix it and try again.
Bruh. Oof. I forgot he takes falling damage like crazy in this.
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Team 1, come in. Over.
So like,
Breaker, report. Over.
there certainly are flashbangs, but there's no reason why a police force out here, a small local police force out here, would have them at all. Like, there's no reason at all. They wouldn't have that helicopter either. SMFH. Okay, we can't run them out.
Guys, talk to me. Come in, please. Over.
And here's another call. You're on KBF-FM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens, helicopters buzzing around, and I think I heard some gunshots.
We might actually be able to outrun this guy. Maybe not. I was gonna say he's kind of like bigger, but oh. Hold on, let me. My phone's falling asleep. What the fuck? Oh, it's not plugged in, that's why. Alright.
could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Oh, why, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
Baby, are you still awake?
Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in, folks. I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt it.
Whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him.
Judas Priest!
What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
I'll get you.
I don't know.
If it kills me, you hear me? You hear me, H.P. Lovecraft?
I think I am gonna save it here though, because we just reached a
Probably good I
checkpoint.
hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
Wait, hold on, give me a sec. He is crazy. What is that? Cask. I'll save it in a sec. We'll get to the next checkpoint, maybe. We just started this chapter, so I don't think the chapter ends yet. Oh, headphones, okay. I have no idea. Like, Alan's not responsible for anything. He has these nightmares where he gets like he has to like, I don't know, traverse them. So I don't know if that cop is like really going after him or not. It's kind of revealed in like a mystery way, kinda, I guess. I don't know. The story, because it is like it's about a writer, so I think it's like orchestrated in like the way a novel would be written. I think it is Washington, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know exactly. It's called Bright Falls, but they don't. I tried to look and see if they specified a state anywhere. They didn't. I had thought it was in Washington, though. That's what the terrain looks like as well.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
Maybe I should have like walked them into the light or something instead of using those. I don't know. No secret stuff. Alright. Oh, it doesn't even stay on. Okay.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan. I'm so afraid. He keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me. I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there. The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Bruh, SMFH. I tried. I thought it would, like, do something against them too. The other objects, not just the stuff blocking my way. There's no way to heal, so...
That was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path. As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing.
Bruh.
Had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story, Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Oh, have I ever played Control? Sorry. No. I've never heard of Control, actually.
Take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Alvin Derlis' trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad
glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Derleth.
Well, I guess that's the least I... What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
This is bizarre.
Oh, Mr. Derleth, you have well pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young, and all shall be glory. Shh, darling.
Is this another joke? I don't know. What's the difference between... There's a lot of differences between you and Alan. But I think that if it's a joke, then the response is I don't know what. He is awakened, I was not. T, bro. What was that? I was... he just... Okay. Oh shit, okay. We have to find a vehicle, I guess we can't use the flashlight on it. Find vehicle. I didn't get the door open. R.I.P. I presume it's just that. Is it just this? Yeah, it's slowly opening. Okay. Bruh. We move. And yes, to answer your question, yes. Sort of, at least.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine. The coal mine wasn't far now. Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
I guess we can't use this anymore. Oh, we can't.
Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the Dark Presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real.
Yeah, he thinks he's gonna like.
Insanity.
He thinks he's gonna satisfy the guy's demands. It's pretty bizarre. I like this one. Maybe this one's a better car. I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't think there was driving in this game, to be honest. At all. Oh, maybe we don't go that way, actually. It forced us to get a key for that truck earlier. Not the one we just used, but like in a different chapter earlier, but like these cars just are free for some reason. Should we check what's in there? There's probably like the coffee thermos maybe, or something, I don't know. Takes a sweet time getting out of the car. Is that it? Bruh. SMFH. No, his line of thinking doesn't make any sense. An open world game? Oh boy. It's hard to imagine how that would, like, work. It's so heavily tied to the story and, like, specific stuff. Like, imagine, like, Heavy Rain or other story games being open world. That would be weird. Why should there be nothing in this one, too? I'm gonna be disappointed. Yeah, he might be. He might be in like a coma or something. At the end, it's like, oh, it was all just a bad dream or something. I hope it's not, because like that's super cheesy.
Now, Doc, you were talking about life and
The movement is kind of like Uncharted. I didn't play it, but I've seen people like it. I don't know. It kind of looks similar.
hopeless romantic. You got me there. But I think love's where you look for it.
No secrets. It's too ambitious to have an open world. Yeah. Is this it? This is not it, right? Well, we'll see what's in here really quick. I think that it's probably not. There's no secret thing though. It's the theme here. Yeah, I can save in a bit. We'll save after this. I think this might be the chapter end. You would think there would be like some secret thing, like if you go out here, if you stop at like the actual stops. Instead of just driving straight there. Because we went through the nightmare, so this might be the end of the end of the chapter. Alan, wait. Alan, drift.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
No secret stuff. Oh, at least we got one thing. I'm glad this has a compass. I don't know why a story game would have a compass, but like, I'm very happy for it.
Cops had to be looking for me.
Like the objective marker on it.
The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me.
He's gonna torture the kidnapper with like no
waste of time.
You have no means of negotiation. Yeah, Alan, tough guy essentially. That is what it is.
Wake! Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around
You
by
want
you.
to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello! Ah! I'm gonna kill him!
I had to get
There
to
goes
Mirror
my
Peak.
compass. You jump? Maybe.
It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
Yeah. I don't know why he's like so bold. Like he's getting punked out in the call. Like, bruh. That did nothing. Fuck. SMH. Okay, I died to like the cart. Do we have anything else? Oh, we have the flare gun. Let's use the flare gun. I thought I saw a manuscript page for a second. Yeah, he's not handling it very well. Honestly, like, it makes me more intrigued on how it's gonna end. Like, is there gonna be like a weird cheesy thing where like suddenly the kidnapper can't hold his own or something? Like, is that really seriously how it's gonna end? I feel like, I don't know, there's room for a twist. What is happening? Oh, this is not the way we go, but... I guess Why are we running towards it?
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Guess we go all the way over there. This is a very strange game. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's not bad. It's interesting. Are we kind of like safe in this car? 'Cause I feel like I don't think I'm taking any damage. Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind. Nope. 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 We're not safe in the car. We're not safe in the car. I do have this. What is this? We'll use these. Probably be okay. It's not gonna make me get out, is it? Totally is, yeah. Bruh, throw it, what the fuck? I can't even throw it, I can't. I got stun locked. It's okay, we're gonna get this one. Alright, do not tip car. Fuck. Oh boy. We can get back up. Well, that's not so bad. Maybe we should have saved it. I still have the flashbang though. Just in case. Trust no one. I think that's it. There's no secret loot. What does this have to do with anything? Turn. Oh. I thought we were gonna climb that. Okay.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
Nope. Certainly not. SMH. I can't. We're alright. But like, bruh. I don't want to waste all of them because I don't actually know how long we're gonna take here. I threw two. Did not mean to do that. If they actually hit the enemy, it'll go off immediately, but if they don't, it has that fuse. I thought it was gonna hit, because I was like walking backwards facing him, but... we should be getting close here. I'll save that one, hopefully it's enough.
I had no real plan.
Use the
I
flares.
was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Ah, yes, that's for sure gonna work. It's not like he could have a gun too. And Alice could just never be found. Totally not a possibility. What is that? Fuck.
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
We don't have that much ammo.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Probably won't be able to get back up here at least. I think that's everything. I didn't mean to shoot him. Maybe I'm not supposed to get rid of this one. I'm hiding behind the tree. Oh no, I used my flashbang by accident. I didn't even get rid of it, bro. Well, I got no more, like, equipment. I see that behind there.
needed a key for the door.
Why do we need a key? We have a shotgun.
Outside of riding is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
You don't expect him to be very articulate, do you?
Birds.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. That's a mage. Okay. Oh, did we get the thing? Yeah, we got the thing. I'm just gonna use one of these on them. Should be good, right? No free shit. I know. Oh shit.
The headache stabbed at my brain.
Okay, then we'll go the other way, I guess. Am I not supposed to go this way? I know the thing pointed to the other direction.
Alice?
I just wanted to see what was over here.
I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here.
I presume you cannot swim in this game. Bruh. That's rage.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Oh shit. Too much momentum. It's not far away. There's nothing else? Okay then. Just 3 flares. See how he like can't even jump like down 3 stairs without taking like slight falling damage. Getting staggered.
Oh, great. Another cable car. Just great.
Watch us just fall, and then we have to climb up that part or something. Be predictable. That was kind of right. This game is like, if the phrase, "Are we there yet?" was made into a game. I was about to say, please don't make me fight from that camera angle, that would suck. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I keep thinking there's a map. Like a big map. So they compass. To see if we're actually getting closer or not. That's extensive. Is this the place? Across the mountain ruins. Tom. I think that was the other writer guy who was on the lake or something. No, maybe. Oh, I guess we're stairs. Who would win in a fight, Alan or the kidnapper? Yeah, essentially that's what I'm like trying to figure out here. Like I feel like there's gonna be a twist and the kidnapper doesn't actually like dies to some environment thing. Like dies to the shadowy weird magic shit that's following Alan and not actually Alan. I think that's the guy who went missing. I can't remember if that's his name though. Might as well be efficient, I guess. What even is this building? Like, who would make... Is this supposed to be like a house? Why would anyone live up here? It'd be so difficult to like go up and down every day for like, or not every day, but like every so often.
I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat.
If you're gonna do anything, literally anything at all, buy tools, buy food.
I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find.
I like peace, but like, this is a lot. This is...
Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
No! Get away! Sorry. Please, it's late. The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know. We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Time for sleep. Is that what it is? Time for self-reflection. Is the kidnapper saving him? Bruh, is that really this? We'll watch the intro thingy and then I'll save it, or I guess it auto saves, but like I'll stop the stream.
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice. There you go, Alan. Hartman, I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus.
Alright,
There were only empty sheets of paper here. No manuscript pages.
We'll find out next if this was all just a bad dream or if this is the dream. It's interesting though. I figured that there'd be.
Good evening,
you have
Alan.
something to say.
Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Quite right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
I don't remember this guy. I don't remember when we saw him earlier, which only makes it more confusing. But I don't know. We'll see next time if this is the dream or if that was the dream.